Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So today we're going to do another reading vlog. We had so much fun doing the BJ Alpha possession reading vlog that we decided we're going to do another one. So Mandy, what are we doing?
All right, so we are going to do The Centaur in My Dreams by L.V. Lane. And we're very excited about this. We're going to do it the same style. So we'll go over all the tropes and then we'll read and we'll pause it. And one of your guys' comments back to us last time was to somehow break it so you guys could see that better. So we will work on trying to put in better transitions so you can read along with us if you want.
So one of the reasons why we chose this book is because when we did our L.V. Lane interview, I had read The Centaur in My Forest is what I'd read. And I was like, I've never read a Centaur book. I was like, what is this? And do I like this? I don't know. Do I like this? And so when we were doing our L.V. Lane interview, she brought up this one. This is the third Centaur book in that series. And Mandy was like, oh, we should do that as a reading vlog. And I was so shocked that I was like, yes, we're doing it. So.
Okay. Let's get started.
Yes. So this is the 12th book in her Coveted Prey series, but they can all be read as standalones with the exception of books 2 and 3. So we're just reading it as a standalone. Mandy hasn't read anything in the series. This is going to be fun. I'm excited.
Okay. So let's go through the tropes.
Okay.
So we have MF, Centaur, and Omega. Okay, which we probably knew that was happening.
Yes.
A princess, Omega.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that like a mafia princess?
No, it's fantasy. She's a real one. Like her dad's king.
Oh, so she's okay. So this is fantasy.
She's not like
she's a real princess. Well, I didn't know what Princess Omega, like what that exactly meant.
I think she's a princess, but she's an Omega.
Okay.
You're bringing an omegaverse into this. So not like a princess like I think I am, but an actual princess.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was curious about. If it meant she's like the Omega princess or if she's like legit.
She's royalty.
Royalty. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Bad Boy Redemption, which I'm always here for.
100%.
Yeah. Bondage.
Okay. Again, in the book, no, but I don't need to be shackled to the ceiling in everyday life.
Oh, the next one. Centaur for mating. Right.
Centaur for mating, like
he's form.
Oh, I was like, Centaur for mating? Like, does he put an ad in the paper?
No, Centaur form mating.
What? Wait.
So they do it while he's a centaur.
Oh,
it's not a shifter situation.
No, he always stays a centaur. Yeah. All right.
How do you know this? You haven't read the story. Maybe he changes.
But I read the other centaur.
So things could be different in this one.
Okay.
Keep your pants on, woman.
Okay.
I'm concerned you've pre-read the book now.
No, I read the other one.
Fisting. I really don't get that, but okay.
Maybe that's because he's so big as a centaur that he's got a.
But I don't see the, like, I've read it a few times in books and I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't, yeah. Very dark scenes.
I'm here for it.
So we're reading a dark romance.
Yep.
Non-con.
Okay. Here for it. In books.
Servitude.
What do you think she means by that?
I don't know. I mean, if she's like royalty princess, like you are saying, do you know that she is for sure?
I know that it is a fantasy series, and so there have already been several princesses in the series. So I'm assuming it's the same.
Okay, because I was going to say then, is like she going to be his servant, or is he then her servant?
No.
But he's a centaur. I don't know.
I don't know.
Somehow there's servitude.
Okay.
Oh, and this is going to make you not want to read the book now. Breeding.
Oh, dang, I hate when that happens. Bring it on.
Just kidding.
You know I love me some good breeding.
Okay, so what are we reading to for the first chunk?
Well, there's 30 chapters plus the epilogue. So there's 31 chapters total.
How many pages is the book?
The book is 259 pages.
Okay, so not too long.
No. Mm-mm.
So do we want to do like 10, 10, 10 an epilogue?
Yeah, let's do it
That'd
that way.
Easy?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
All right.
Well, this sounds definitely different.
I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited to see what she does with this book, but I'm excited to see your reactions to things more than anything.
All right.
So, all right. So first first 10 chapters, and then we'll be back.
And we will be, yes. All right.
All right. All right, guys. So we have read through chapter 10. So we're at the start of chapter 11. Mandy, you regret this book yet?
I don't. The only thing I'm regretting is trying some new eye makeup.
I'm so sorry.
Are you?
It just keeps getting worse. You poor thing.
It's a little more red because I've been putting a cold compress on it.
But it's moved down from just the eyelids to here now. So, okay. But let's talk about the book.
Okay.
So, first 10 chapters, what do you think so far?
It's definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that enough has happened for me to totally form an opinion. If we weren't reading this together, I would definitely still continue reading it. I don't feel like I want a DNF or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. The writing's very good.
Yes.
It's just very different.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I'm enjoying it so far. I can see now that we're getting a little further along, you know, because LV Lane mentioned that it was angsty. I can see where that angst is going to come in to play. Like, you can see that where she's longing for the connection that she needs, but the women don't get it where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that coming into play. I did want to make like I think I might have told you this, but in the beginning of the book, she talks about her sister Rosalind and falling through this portal and meeting this man that is her alpha, and they're happily in love. That is the fourth book in this series. It's a novella, so it's 3.5, and I can't remember. Could tell you the title really quick, but that I read a while ago, a long time ago, a couple years ago actually, and that one is in here. It's called Ravished. So we do have the sister story, but it was interesting seeing that reference too. You didn't pull up the trope list, right?
I can.
Because I was going to say, what tropes have we seen so far?
Well, I think that I was more right about her being more like a mafia princess
because
than
first
actual royalty.
Yeah, but her sister's going to be queen, but is that because she's getting married to that guy?
Yes, that's why her sister's going to be queen, because the other guy is king.
But she is...
Her dad is a winery merchant.
But she is of a higher status.
Well, she's a princess Omega, because she's the Omega that makes her the princess, not because she's royalty.
Yep.
We've seen Centaur form mating.
That we have. Not with her yet, though.
Bondage.
Mm-hmm.
Servitude.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know how much non-con we've actually really seen, because the women there are choosing to be there. It's not necessarily their top choice, but it's the better choice, it sounds like, based on what's already happened.
Yeah.
I would say that we've had some dark scenes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
No fisting yet. And we definitely have not gotten to our bad boy redemption. And I don't think we've really gotten to breeding yet, because their sole purpose is not breeding, it's lusting. Once again, we are reading a book where an orgasm makes everything better, apparently.
Yeah, you go out, you fight your battle, You come back, you're bleeding.
Immediately.
You go and have sex and you feel a whole lot better. So just imagine
So
if the world
bizarre.
actually worked that way.
Yeah.
The sister, the Elise or whatever her name is, or Elsie, or it starts with an E and it looks kind of like Elise. She, like, there's this part of me that wants to hate her so much for what she's done. But there's this other part of me that's like, her husband is a philanderer. Her husband is sleeping with other people, and all she wants is to have a baby. But we don't go about that by being a horrible person and doing cruel things to our sister.
It sounds though like that's been her MO before then, based on
Yeah.
like just the little bit of sisterly talk we've seen.
Yeah. She needs a cold dose of reality. So yeah, okay. So I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm anxious to get back into it and read some more. So we're gonna read the next 10 chapters. So we'll go through chapter 20.
Yes.
All right.
So read chapters 11 through chapter 20 and join us back here.
Things will get interesting between now and then, I'm sure. All right, so we finished through chapter 20.
Yes.
Mandy, now do you regret picking this book?
Nope. I'm still regretting the mascara.
Okay, so things have gotten interesting in the book.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I had to get caught up. So my husband and I needed to go to the store, and we don't live near the store. Like, we have to, it's a jaunt.
It's a jaunt.
And so I'm like, okay, but I have to read while you're driving. I have to get caught up because we need to film the next part of our vlog. And he's like, okay. So I'm reading, and I'm reading about a centaur, and he's like, okay, we're just driving along, and I'm like, apparently centaur semen has healing powers. And he's like, good to know. Yeah, to say it's gotten a little wild is interesting.
Well, and not just that, but we also covered this too in the last segment that we did, but apparently the JJ juice does as well. Because
yes, it heals them. And we see a lot more of that in this. But then if they're depleted from healing them through intercourse, they just have to literally suck on it. And then they're good to go again too. And I just kept thinking about LV Lane.
So sweet.
Like, how did she, like, she doesn't match this type of book.
No. Oh, but oh my gosh, do I love it. Like, I'm just reading it going, why is this? There's a lot of fluids, and why is this working for me?
Yes.
Yeah, because
I was relieved to find out that she will birth a normal baby.
Yes, yeah.
That then shifts into a centaur. I didn't know how that worked.
I didn't either, because when I read A Centaur in My Forest, which is 2 books before this, I think it's 2 books before this, before this one, it's just a novella. And it kind of touches on that about babies being born, but it doesn't say how. And so I've had in my head this whole time, I'm like, do they have hooves at birth? How is that? But then when we read that, and I was kind of like, so a baby's born like a normal human child, and then eventually it grows a horse body?
It shifts.
It trips my mind. Just totally trips me. But that's for the sake of the mother.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, because I kept thinking, because I have a farm, and I kept thinking of like our baby goats being born.
Yes.
And then having like a human body attached.
Yes. I do struggle. And now LV Lane did send me some of her graphics or her artwork, because I have a hard time, like when she's like, oh, he laid down in the bed, like when he says I laid her down, I'm like, how does he lay? Like how does that work? Like I'm thinking a horse laying down, but where's the body go? Like how does that? And so thank you for sending the artwork. It helped. Oh. So we've covered which tropes?
I think we've covered them all at
We've
this
definitely
point.
covered fisting in this one.
Yeah, that was weird.
I am a little confused on the princess thing though, because
Yes, me
her
too. Because I'm like,
mom,
wait, maybe Jessica was right. But it specifically said her dad was a wine merchant.
yeah, but then it said that her mom abdicated and now her sister is queen, and you can't abdicate a throne unless you're sitting on a throne.
So was mom the queen? And she married the dad who was a wine merchant?
And they have a high king.
See,
So are they
that's
like
who I
a
thought was
short
like
king?
ruling. And that's why I thought the sister was marrying in. So I'm confused. And you're
So maybe there's
confused?
like a high king over all, and her dad's like a short king under the high king.
Who knows?
I don't know. She's royalty. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit so far. Are you?
Me too. Mm-hmm. I know. I mean, it's a different treat, I guess, if you will. It is not something that I would like be like, okay, I'm ready for my next Centaur book. Where's
Yeah.
my like?
Yeah.
It's not something I'm going to be like, I have to keep reading in this fantasy world all the time. But it's a nice change, I guess,
Yeah.
instead of treat. It's a nice change.
Yeah. And in this series, they're not all centaurs. There's humans. I mean, I think a lot of it are omegas and betas and that kind of stuff. So a lot of it does have that omegaverse. But they're not all.
I'm not a huge fantasy person.
Yeah.
I'm not always in the mood.
I'm not. I've been trying to read a little bit more fantasy, but I have a hard time with it. But like this works for me for fantasy. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a little bit of world building, but it's not like ACOTAR where you're like halfway through the first 500 pages and we're still world building.
Yeah.
Like I get ACOTAR is kind of its whole thing, but that's what bogs me down in fantasy is there's just too much detail.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let's get to the story.
Yeah.
So I like this. I mean, obviously, it left us a little confused about a few things, but I would rather be slightly confused and get to the story and kind of figure things out as I'm reading
Mm-hmm.
than spend page after page just in descriptions.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So we read through chapter 20. Now we're finishing out the book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, predictions.
Predictions. I was going to say predictions. She goes back to him and they leave that area. Maybe find a herd of their own. That sounds so weird. I mean, obviously, like we ended that when we like I finished it last night, and when we ended chapter 20, I was like, no, like we're just like getting to something's gonna happen here. So that was kind of rough. But she'll go back. She'll have a interesting child, and I don't know. What are your predictions?
Okay, I think she's going to go back and find him. He already wants to leave to go be with her. So I'm thinking maybe he's going to come with her back to her sister's house that she's with. But I mean, I don't know how any of that's going to work out, but that just seems like he's not as attached where she has these attachments. So I feel like that's, or maybe before she can even go find him, he's going to come find her. That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to come find her and then they're going to live happily ever after with the, like where the sister's at. But the other sister who had her thrown through the portal, she needs to get her, and I quote, just desserts.
Yes, she needs to get her comeuppance. The fact that you didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah.
Who talks like that?
People?
Old Jessica?
People? I don't know. My grandma?
People who are married to somebody who has the same name as their brother
and their dad. Yeah.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but every once in a while it's a hoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do want to see her. I mean, even if it's not in this book, I'd like it to be in this book, but in a different book in the series, it'd be nice to see it. So
yeah. And I hope her just desserts don't include cheesecake. She's not worthy.
She does not deserve cheesecake. Okay. She is horrible.
Weird saying.
Horrible people do not get cheesecake.
All right, let's go read. Let's finish the book.
Okay. So, Mandy, we finished. Do you regret choosing this book?
I was wondering if you were going to ask me that. Absolutely not.
Okay.
And I'm still regretting the mascara, but hey.
But you are looking better. Like, you look way better than yesterday and the day before. So I think we're getting somewhere with the getting better thing.
We are 1 day away from a week since I used the mascara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no new mascara for Mandy. So
now it almost looks like maybe I got too much sun on my cheeks.
Right.
Or something.
I can see your eyes a little bit more now.
Yeah, it's not as bad, but I put some Benadryl on again and it's still like really tender through here. Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, so we finished the book.
Yes. Okay. I was right.
You were right.
He came for her.
I was like, oh, she's so good. I see the redemption arc that they were talking about. Like, he really put in the work. I mean, it was over a year before they were, I mean, they were intimate, but they weren't intimate. Like, it wasn't full on intimacy. And he really put in the work.
He did.
So I was really happy about that. We did not see the sister get her comeuppance.
Nope, she did not get any cheesecake.
No cheesecake for her.
Maybe that's gonna come later. Like the fall of her.
Yeah. I'm curious. Like, I have to read a couple of books in between this one. So I stopped for like the 4th or 5th one. So I have like book 6 and on. So I want to read those and then. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to 1 Minute Book Rex when you let us know that she got her just desserts.
I will tell you when she got her just desserts. You betcha. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I was very excited that he came for her. I thought, oh, she's getting ready to go to him.
Yes.
And then she, like, before she can actually put that into play, he comes to her. Yeah. And then I was wrong, though, because they end up kind of forming their own village.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool.
That was neat. Yeah, that they started their own village. I do have to say that if normal human pregnancies needed to be fed that way, I'd have never had kids.
Yeah.
That was a little...
I was happy to see that Summer got, like, that the place that they were living... I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. Yeah. The place that they were living before kind of underwent some changes, and like other people started finding their mates. Like Summer, I liked that, and that they got to visit each other and everything.
And that some of the things changed when he left. Grim was a very commanding leader, and when he left, the next leader implemented changes that was actually for the betterment of all the guys. So all the centaurs and the girls. So I did like seeing that. I thought that was good. I really enjoyed seeing that she got her happily ever after.
How do you come up with this? Like, if you're LV Lane, like, the stuff in this book is so far out there. Like, the centaurs are using human women who they then keep in stables like
horses,
pets. And then semen recharges them, sex recharges the centaurs. Like, where does this come from?
Semen is like food.
Yeah.
For the girls. Yeah, when he was like, she's almost ready to wean their daughter. So the feedings are ending. And I'm like, oh, it's been going on that long?
Yeah.
It's funny, though. I enjoyed it. I thought, when I enjoyed it, I just was like,
Okay. Any more comments, thoughts?
No, I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
Totally a guilty pleasure. Yes. It's definitely worth reading. It's different, but it's fun. and it's easy to read. I like Ellie's writing. So
It was very easy to read, even for somebody who's not really big on fantasy.
yeah.
Like I said before, there wasn't a ton of world building. So it's easier for me to get into it that way. And I can kind of
Yeah.
just let my own imagination go with some of that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
give it a try. Maybe
Definitely.
centaurs are your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it would be mine, but apparently it is. For this, just right now. I don't want to read centaurs every day. Yeah, but this was great. So definitely go pick it up. You don't have to read the books before this in the series. You can just pick this one up if you wanted to. But the other books in the series that I've read, I've really enjoyed as well.
Do you think centaurs need farriers?
Can we get the cute one from the UK?
Yeah, I have many donkeys, so I have a farrier, and Jessica sent me this TikTok with this really good looking man who's a farrier who apparently does some farriering without his shirt on. Very lovely educational video.
Yeah.
So my mini donkey is you're now relocating to the UK.
The thing that got me is I watched this video this morning and he kept telling the horse she was a good girl. It was like 10 times you heard him say good girl. And I was like, oh, okay. And he called her some other pet name too. And I was like, oh. You know, the horse loved it. All right. Well, go get it. Go read it. It's worth a read. It was fun.
It is, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're enjoying our vlogs, let us know. We kind of have an idea of another book we might like to do, but we're also a little stumped on which ones to do. So give us, like, we had fun doing it, so we want to do more. So give us some ideas if there's any book or an author that you would like to see us do a vlog for. It could be an upcoming release. It could be a book that's already been out for a while, either way. So let us know if you're enjoying these and if you have a recommendation for us. Also, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And of course, hit that notification button so when we drop fun videos like this and our author interviews, you know that they've happened.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.